Jindera Town and District. Jindera is 10 miles from Albury, in the centre of a rich pastoral and agriculture district. The land is occupied by farmers who combine agriculture, sheep breeding and dairying. Some of the farms are large, containing about 1,000 acres. The soil is suitable for fruit trees and vines, and many large vineyards and orchards are to be seen. The population is about 600. The town is situated on the 4 Mile Creek. The main Urana Road passes or nearly a mile through the town. There is a police station, 2 hotels and a cordial factory, 2 blacksmith shops, 2 general stores, 1 butcher's shop, 1 baker's shop, 1 post and telephone office combined, 2 German churches, a Church of England, a public school and a German school, a nice hall called the School of Arts. There is also a tennis club of about 56 members and a brass band of 20 members. Molly Westendorf.
The grandest wedding ever held in Jindera took place on Wednesday last at the Lutheran Church. Miss Martha Funk was united to Mr. Joseph Greer, blacksmith of Burham. Annual Great German School Picnic is to be held this year on Wednesday the 6th of November. This is usually a great event and the committee extend a hearty welcome to all. German mission this year is to be held on Wednesday 30th October. Visitors from all parts of the Commonwealth attend these mission feasts, and many old church people meet and renew old friendships.
The Lutheran churches were obviously centres to emphasise the Germanness of the German people. The very fact that the sermons were in German, that the schools attached them, taught German, meant they were a bit like what we'd see a modern-day immigrant group, Greeks, Italians, Islamic groups, doing around their places of worship to maintain their heritage.
German picnic at Jindera. The German school picnic was held on Wednesday. The weather was of the very best. There was a large assemblage. The luncheon spoke volumes for the housewifery of the ladies who provided the good things. Tables were laid under the shade of the fine pines in the grounds of the church adjoining the pastor's residence. During the forenoon, an examination of the children took place both in German and English subjects, and the proficiency in both tests reflected great credit on the teacher, Reverend Mr. Blaise. The last rain has conjured up a pleasant future prospect before the farmers and graziers, so all were out for a joyful holiday.
The German people were very anxious, the local settlers, when war broke out. They feared there'd be discrimination against them, and some of them were at the forefront of raising money for patriotic efforts and spent a lot of time ensuring that the public knew that they were first and foremost for Australia.
The German residents of Walla Walla and district expressed their unswerving loyalty to the British flag, and as Australian-born are prepared at any moment, if required, to stand shoulder to shoulder with their fellow Australian subjects in defence of the British flag, and would be prepared to give their money or their blood, if required, in defence of this country and the British flag, no matter who the invader may be.
March 30, 1916. Will and I and Martha and Bertha Sheets went to Burham tonight to a recruiting meeting. July, Friday, 28, 1916. I went to Burham tonight to the big farewell to 6 of our local boys who enlisted. Martha and B. Sheets also went out. The chairman, on behalf of the citizens, presented a medal to Mr. Klein. He congratulated the young soldier for having answered the call of duty and for having voluntarily performed the highest task that the state expects of its citizens. The chairman said he knew the young soldier all his life and that he could confidently assert that no more respectable and upright lad had sailed from these shores. Monday, October 23, 1916. I went to Albury this afternoon to a meeting to hear the Prime Minister, Mr. William Morris Hughes.
The people of Australia are about to show the world what manner of men and women they are. They must declare that they stand loyally by the Empire and their kinsmen. I ask them to prove in this referendum whether they want to be their own masters or slaves.
Saturday, 28th of October, 1916. Will and I doing odd jobs, marked 11 lambs, etc. Counted ewes and lambs, 371. I also put 7 rams into the back paddock. We went voting this afternoon on the referendum.
In the name of liberty, cast your votes in favour of the government's proposal.
After the first referendum, government decided that it was going to disenfranchise, going to clear the electoral rolls of people who were of enemy origin and their children. The public worried about what they call the enemy within, and there were various steps taken to make sure that there were greater controls of the German people who'd settled in the district.
Germans I have met. An appreciation. The somewhat drastic measures resorted to by the federal government during the recent conscription referendum in declaring German and citizens of German descent from exercising the franchise may have been expedient under the circumstances, but at the same time it was most unfair and tyrannical treatment to mete out to many hundreds of staunch, loyal Australian Germans, sons, grandsons and great-grandsons of Germans, many of whom have sons at the front. Many Australians regretted Mr. Hughes's action in disfranchising our German friends, but one must give the Prime Minister credit for honesty of intention, for it was patent that at the previous referendum the German vote, a matter of many thousands, went on the side of no. Therefore, as a means to an end, he was justified in the course he took. Considering we are at war with the Vaterland, we have been exceedingly lenient and forbearing to aliens of enemy origin in our midst. July 19, 1919. Peace celebrations today all over Australia. Will, Martha and I went to Jindera Sports today. We also stayed for the concert tonight. A very pleasant day was spent.
In the 1914-1918 war, it was a sad and trying time for all the German people, as there was a terrible bitter hatred among the people. Quite a few around Walla Walla were interned. They never knew why, but everyone was most careful of what they said and did, and still it happened. It was many years, even after peace was declared, that things got a bit more normal. It all seems rather strange now, with so many different nations all mixed together. As I write this in December 1959, there are so many new Australians out here now. Of a Saturday morning, in the street, you hear many foreign languages spoken. Nan didn't speak a lot of German, did she?
No.
It's interesting that she still taught you this German prayer.
Well, my sister and I used to say our prayers together.
So, do you want to say the prayer?
Liebe Gott, mach mir dass ich zu dir in Himmel komme. Amen.